Hey guys, today I'm gonna be giving you a 1 year owner's review of my Suzuki DR125 SM. This is my first bike and I really recommend it. It's cheap to buy, cheap to run, cheap to maintain, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good starter's bike. Doesn't have that much power. No 125 has a lot of power. You can expect that off the gate, but it is a nice bike. First, I'll go over the mods. The front brake disc is an ENG. I bent my original brake disc with the disc lock. Yeah, as a noob, I tried to start it up. I forgot I had the disc on and it bent it, so that had to be replaced. I got some Supermoto style mirrors, as you can see. These are quite nice actually. You can see really well into your blind spot and behind you. I just think the stock mirrors, the ones that they just look really silly. I'm not a big fan of them. I got some smoked blinkers for the front. I got these recently. They are really nice. They look a lot better than the tennis rackets that come stock with the bike. I got some domino grips, not related to the pizza place. These are a lot nicer than the original ones. They were all worn out and slippery. This gives me nice grip. They're really comfortable and they don't get nearly as cold as the other one because their texture. They are really nice. I got firebox exhaust. Just the can and remove the catalyzer, the catalyzed converter. I don't know what the hell you call it. The pipe is still the stock one, and I got makeshift fender eliminator kit. Got rid of the whole license plate assembly. I put a 3-in-1 light in there, and the license plate support was made custom by my mechanic. Let me just show you guys what it looks like. It's a 3-in-1 integrated light, as you can see. Blinker, stoplight as well. It's overall really nice. Looks really nice. I'm a big fan of it. I don't like the whole ugly tail assembly that comes stock with most bikes. I just think it looks nasty, especially on the Supermoto. Moving on to the exhaust sound. And we just got a backfire. Let's not drain the battery too much. Other than that, brakes they're really good for the bike's weight and overall speed. They do a very good job. They're adequate. A lot of bikes out there have subpar brakes, especially those Chinese brands. These are very nice. They've kept me out of trouble quite a few times. What else? It's 5 gears, so you have to rev it high to cruise at about 90 to 100. It cuts out on stock gearing at about 110, 115. That's the maximum I've done on the highway with a friend in the back. That makes it even worse. The pegs, they vibrate a little bit. They have the rubber though, so it's not that bad. It's actually quite comfortable. The seat is really nice and soft. I sat on my friend's Yamaha DTR. That thing is nasty to ride on. It has a hard seat compared to mine. This thing is really comfortable. It has this kind of cradle shaped seat. It's comfortable for the driver. It's comfortable for the pillion. Just overall top-notch seat. Suspension. It is a little bit soft, but it does a very good job. On turns, it feels a little bit out there. Not the most planted thing. but it does an amazing job at taking up road bumps, road holes, all that kind of thing. I usually stand up on speed bumps, and as long as you go loose legs, then you're good. You're not gonna feel a thing. I usually hit speed bumps at around 80 without a problem, and over here in Portugal, speed bumps are the nastiest things. What else do I need to go over? The tires. Okay, just going a little bit ADD here. Stock tires are Pirelli Sport Demons, 110 at the front, 130 at the rear. If I'm not mistaken, yep, 130 at the rear. These tires are really nice. I've been using them the entire time I had the bike. They are starting to get a little bit squared out, but they do a very, very good job at giving you grip. I slipped out twice on this bike, both because I caught oil on the road in wet conditions, and other than that, these tires are really good. Lately I've been starting to try and get rid of my chicken strips. Done kind of a good job, I reckon. I've been riding for about 1 year on a 125. These tires are a little bit hard, but they will give you good mileage, and they will grab good. But if I were changing these tires, I'd go to something a little softer, so it gives you even more grip and more confidence when you're leaning the bike over. It's also got fuel injection, which is really, really nice. This looks like it's a Mikuni made injection body. It is very, very nice. It's never given me a problem starting up. I'm also aware there's this airbox mod where you open it up, you make a few extra holes to let it breathe. I've never bothered doing that, just because the exhaust pipe is way too thin for it to give you any reasonable horsepower gain. By reasonable, I mean 1 or 2 horsepower. It's 125. But in order to do that, you'd have to change the entire pipe to a thicker one, because this, if I'm not mistaken, is 18 millimeter. Most people usually change them out to a 36, but it's a 125. I'd rather spend $1,000 and get a 400 than spending extra money on this one. I'm just selling it as is. Overall, yeah, it's a really good bike. It has all its power down low, like all 4 strokes. I usually ride it with a friend. He has kitted out a big board, DTX 50 to around 70, 75, and this thing, they keep up. Down low, I overtake him easily. Once the 2-stroke power band kicks in, then he usually overtakes me. By then I shift and I have the power again. They are pretty much equal, except down low his feels like a scooter. This one doesn't. It pulls from low revs the same as up in high revs, and it's just an overall really, really nice starter bike. It's very cheap to repair. I had to repair it because of the crashes. It's cheap to drive, cheap to maintain, cheap to fuel, and an overall really good bike. I do recommend this as a starter bike. Fuel injection, electric start. You don't need to be kicking it over, especially if you're a short guy. This seat is not that short. I am about 188 meters, of course, and I can stand up on the bike, and I just sit down on top of it. It's nice. But I have a friend about 160 something, 170, and he has a hard time reaching the ground. He has to be on tiptoes. Me, not so much. 9 liters of fuel, 1.5 liters of oil, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I do recommend this as a starter bike. It's really nice. It's cheap, about 3,000 euros here in Europe. Quite a nice bike to start on.